You know, this morning, God came to me.
Harry Thomas.
Oh God, our almighty Lord.
Hello, Harry. Delightful to meet you. I've noticed you've begun your own movie review channel, and I've been wondering for some time, what is the greatest movie of all time?
Oh God, a definitive answer is impossible because the greatest movie of all time is debatable, and I don't really have a favourite movie of all time because I love a lot of movies. But for the sake of today, for the sake of answering your question, if I had to pick personally, I would say The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Well, we finally made it, guys. We finally reached the third and final installment of this epic landmark trilogy. And let's just say, well, most third installments of a trilogy are considered the weakest. Return of the King is one of those rare third chapters of a trilogy that's actually considered the best. I don't think I even need to tell you how successful this film was at the time. 13th highest grossing film of all time, second film to break the $1 billion mark. After Titanic, ranked 8th on Empire magazine's 100 greatest movies of all time. Ranked number 8 on IMDb's top 200 list. Winner of 5 BAFTAs, 4 Golden Globes, 11 Oscars. Not to mention the first fantasy film to win freaking Best Picture. And of course, regardless of whether a movie's successful or not, it all comes down to your personal opinion. So do I agree? Does Return of the King deserve the recognition it gets? Did it end the Lord of the Rings trilogy perfectly? Well, let's find out. This is The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
The king has returned.
So our film opens with a prologue that explains how Gollum found the ring as Smeagol and his cousin Dale are out on a boat fishing. And it must be pretty boring until you've caught something. If electricity existed in Middle-earth, they'd probably use a bug zapper. So Dale eventually catches a big fish. So big, in fact, that it pulls him under. And as Dale's under the river, he unluckily spots the one ring, which he picks up and takes back with him. But as Smeagol spots the one ring, it changes his life forever. Smeagol strangles Dale and takes the ring for himself. And seeing the transformation into Gollum is so brilliant, so dark, and so horrific, it belongs in a horror film. If the ring can keep you alive for 500 years, then I might as well just use this ring to watch this movie infinity times. This movie is so good, I've seen it for the 100,000 million billion trillion time. Man, precious. Oh, back. So after that Gollum prequel, Frodo, Sam and Gollum are literally this close to Mordor. Meanwhile, Merry and Pippin are celebrating the Ents' victory at Isengard as Gandalf, Aragorn, Theoden, Legolas and Gimli arrive to witness Saruman's defeat.
My lord! You young rascals! A merriment you've led us on, and now we find you feasting and smoking!
We are sitting.
Oh, he said sitting. I thought he said something else.
The salted pork is particularly good.
Salted pork.
If only there was a restaurant that served all food references from The Lord of the Rings.
Gordon Ramsay proudly presents Hobbit Fridays,
Where we serve
Salted pork.
Mushrooms, crispy bacon, potatoes.
So come down to Hobbit Fridays today, and remember, every race in Middle-earth is free. Except for orcs. Orcs suck ass.
Anyway, so our heroes arrive at Isengard with Treebeard to discuss Saruman's fate. And what do they decide to do with him?
There, Saruman must remain. Under your guard, Treebeard. Well, let's just have his head and be done with it. No. He's no power anymore.
Okay, I know everyone always says they're really pissed off that they cuss out Saruman's death scene from the theatrical version, just put it in the extended edition. They always say how there isn't any resolution with Saruman's character, how they just leave him there and his storyline's never resolved. Well, I know I'm in the minority, but I don't mind the fact that they cut out his death. Whoa, 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 calm down, I know, just let me explain. If you think about it, Saruman had already been defeated in the Two Towers. He didn't really need to be in the Return of the King whatsoever. It was resolved, and the fact they spared his life and showed him mercy shows that they're better than him. Well, he probably became a celebrity and went on the Jonathan Ross show. Anyway, Pippin finds the Palantir and Gandalf holds on to it for him. Theoden and the people of Rohan honour the people who gave their lives at Helm's Deep. Meanwhile, Gandalf and Aragorn suspect Frodo might still live.
Every day, Frodo moves closer to Mordor.
You know, the Palantir is basically like an 8-ball. I'll see if it works, Gandalf and Aragorn. Is Frodo alive?
Don't count on it! Oh.
So as Frodo and Sam rest for the night, Gollum puts his plan into action.
Kill them. Kill them. Kill them both.
That's basically what Squidward thinks about doing to SpongeBob and Patrick. Kill them. Kill them both. As Gollum goes to the lake to begin his little chat with Smeagol as he plots to murder Frodo and Sam by leading them up the secret stairs to a spider named Sheila. Damn, why isn't Andy Serkis getting nominated for an Oscar in this scene? Sam overhears the plan and rightfully beats the shit out of Gollum. Frodo defends Gollum, and although Sam tells Frodo the truth that Gollum's plotting to murder them, Frodo actually chooses to defend a creature that tried to murder them and has done nothing but lead them to a false way, and over his friend that risked his own life for him.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
So after Frodo still stupidly won't listen to Sam and trusts Gollum, the hobbits leave as Gollum gives Sam an evil stare. And back in Edirest, when Gandalf's sleeping, Pippin attempts to steal the Palantir, just like Indian Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Pippin looks into the Palantir and sees Sauron himself in all his glory. But luckily Gandalf wakes up and saves the day. Ah, you see, I told you he'd say that again. So after all that, Gandalf talks to Pippin and asks Pippin what he saw. And apparently Pippin saw Sauron on a burning white tree.
What did you tell him about Frodo?
Oh God, please tell me you didn't tell Sauron where Frodo is.
A fool. But an honest fool, he remains. He told Sauron nothing.
Oh, thank God. I wonder what Sauron did use on Pippin when he was torturing him. Probably the head buzzer that Eric Cartman got put into his head in the South Park movie. You will tell me where the ring bearer is, and I have inflicted a lie detector. Sauron, you are not convincing me to tell you where Frodo is or the ring, and get the barb out of Middle Earth, you barb mother barb. You didn't tell me you inserted it in my penis. So Gandalf informs everyone how Pippin discovered that Sauron moves to strike Minas Tirith. So Merry and Pippin say their goodbyes and Gandalf and Pippin ride for Minas Tirith. Meanwhile, Arwen and the elves continue their journey to the Grey Haven until Arwen sees a vision of her and Aragorn's son, which all of a sudden changes her mind and proves Elrond wrong. Notice how Arwen does a lot of crying in these movies.
I guess crying does solve your problems after.
Anyway, so with that, Arwen returns to Rivendell to confront Elrond about the vision, and she tells him, no bloody way am I leaving Aragorn now. She knows it's time for Aragorn to return to Gondor as king, so she instructs him to reforge the Sword of Narsil, Sword of Elendil. So essentially, Excalibur. Long live Aragorn. With Excalibur, I mean Narsil. You are the new king of Camelot, I mean Gondor. So after a 3-day ride, Gandalf and Pippin finally arrive at Minas Tirith. Now Minas Tirith is my personal favourite city in Middle-earth. It's the city of kings. The design is freaking awesome, and I absolutely love this scene where Gandalf and Pippin are riding up to the top on all 7 floors. And notice how Minas Tirith is very much like London. Think about it. Both are capitals. Both have been around for centuries. Both have royal guard wearing funky helmets. Both are governed by men who don't know what they're doing. I'm surprised there isn't more merchandise of Minas Tirith. I even brought a keyring from the Minas Tirith gift shop. So Gandalf explains to Pippin that Denethor, Steward of Gondor, is Boromir's father and may know of his beloved son's death.
To give him news of his beloved son's death would be most unwise. I do not mention Frodo or the ring. And say nothing of Aragorn either. In fact, it's better if you don't speak at all.
Then why doesn't he just wait outside? So Gandalf and Pippin meet the dickiest dick lord if ever there was one, Denethor, played by John Noble. If Donald Trump and David Cameron had a child, you'd get Denethor. But Denethor unfortunately knows of Boromir's deaths, and Pippin feels sympathy for him and offers him his service. And Gandalf wisely tells Denethor there will be another time to grieve Boromir, as war is about to begin and we must prepare for battle. But of course Denethor doesn't give 2 shits about defending the city. He even refuses to step down as lord.
You will not bow to this ranger from the north, last of a ragged house long bereft of lordship.
Authority is not given to you to deny the return of the king.
He said it! He said it!
So after failing to convince Denethor to call for Rohan's aid and light the beacons, Gandalf basically gets high as
So
he
I imagine this is just
informs Pippin of
ceremonial
the
position.
oncoming storm of
I mean,
Sauron's
you
armies,
don't actually-
including Sauron's deadliest servants of all.
The one who will lead Mordor's armies in war. The one, they say, no living man can kill. The Witch King of Angmar.
But you can call me Geoffrey.
Meanwhile, Frodo, Sam and Gollum arrive at the Witch King's lair, Minas Morgul, as they finally reach the way into Mordor, the secret step. Hey, those steps kind of look like the 7,000 steps on the Thrones of the World in Skyrim.
Okay, I finally made it to the top.
But before our hobbits can climb the seemingly never-ending stair, Minas Morgul suddenly erupts with light, showing that the Orc army is ready to destroy Gondor. What's the point of that light?
Wait, why did we show a display of lights? Didn't that alert Gondor that we were coming?